The Saints make it official. Dennis Allen introduced as Sean Payton's successor.
We heard from the 49-year-old today who says he hopes to come up with his own legacy here in New Orleans following the big footsteps of Sean Payton.
WDSU sports anchor Sharif Ishak joins us from Saints headquarters in Metairie. He caught up with Allen one-on-one. Sharif.
All right, Dennis Allen said he's wanted to be a head coach since in 7th grade when you grew up in Texas. What is it like to get a second shot at being a head coach with this franchise?
Well, I think it's a dream come true. You know, if I could lay my head down at night and dream about what the perfect job and the perfect fit for me would be, it would be right here as the head coach of the New Orleans Saints. So I'm really excited about it.
Why are you more prepared and ready to be a head coach this time around compared to when you were with the Raiders or even when you interviewed for some of the other jobs in recent years?
Yeah, I think it's just experience. I've grown a lot since that point in time. You know, I've had a lot of great experiences here. I've watched a Hall of Fame coach and how he's been able to do that, and I've experienced a lot of winning here. And there's no better learning environment than to learn as you're winning.
During a press conference, you mentioned, "I'm going to be me," the humble approach. Where does that come from?
Probably just my upbringing, you know, from my mom, my dad. You know, they just really taught me to be appreciative of what you have, work really hard, and treat people the right way. And so that's kind of the way I've pretty much done it. And it's never been about me. It's always about the people that I'm with.
Obviously a defensive mastermind, and you've really taken this defense to another level. Not many people want to know, how do you make the offense work following the footstep of Sean Payton?
Well, I would say this. I would say that the offense is not broken. I would say that we've been one of the more successful offenses in the National Football League. We faced a lot of injuries last year, and so there was a lot of reasons why we maybe weren't quite as successful as we would have liked to have been last year. But look, I just know that, you know, our team's going to play with passion, our team's going to play with energy, and we're going to compete on every single snap.
I appreciate it. U.S. Saints head coach Dennis Allen, he becomes the 11th full-time head coach for this franchise. Back to you.
All right, Sharif, thank you, and congratulations, Coach Allen. From New Orleans to Santa Monica, the football world is all talking about the hire of Dennis Allen.
And Christina, speaking of Santa Monica, that's where we find my brother, sports anchor Fletcher Mackel, who's covering Super Bowl 56 in L.A. Fletcher joins us with player reaction. Fletcher, all the buzz out there at the Super Bowl, Dennis Allen.
You're right, Travers. We are here covering Super Bowl 56 in the Los Angeles area. We're here at the Santa Monica Pier today. Bengals, Rams this weekend, but today it was all about the New Orleans Saints. All the players we talked to, the ones that play for the New Orleans Saints, and some rival players in the NFC South, they wanted to talk about Dennis Allen. One of the guys we caught up with, take a look, Cam Jordan. He was making the national media rounds. Jordan has been one of Dennis Allen's top players since Allen took over again as defensive coordinator in 2016. The longest tenured member of the New Orleans Saints, Cam Jordan, was hoping that DA would become the head coach, and now his dream has become a reality.
For our continuity to live, for our consistency, I think that it's great to have somebody you already trust in the building. I think he's going to bode well for us as a team. I think, you know, he's got that mindset of whatever it takes to win that we always have had, and I think that, you know, with his energy, we're going to be even and consistent as any team should be. Instead of not knowing what to expect, we know exactly what we're expecting.
Now, we talked with Saints team captain Cam Jordan about a number of topics coming up tonight on the news at 10 o'clock following Olympics coverage. Hear what he has to say about the arrest in Las Vegas 2 days ago of star running back Alvin Kamara. And coming up in sports at 6 o'clock, we're talking about the Pelicans' mega trade, C.J. McCollum headed to the New Orleans Pelicans. For now, though, reporting live in the Los Angeles area at Super Bowl 56, I'm Fletcher Mackel, WDSU News.